hope you guys are doing well and welcome back to my channel Code Fusion Hub. So here in the last days we have practiced on like operator, or operator, group by, what are aggregate functions, etc. So today also we are going to move on to our next question for this 45 days challenge, and I hope you are consistent with this until now, and I hope you are enjoying it and you are finding it interesting. These are all the easy level problems which we are going through still, so that you have been familiar with all the basic, the foundations that has been required to practice for the further difficult ones too. So I hope you are able to think upon how to think upon any problem or how to approach any problem. So you have to slowly develop that skill also according to that while solving, and try to again solve it like without seeing the video, and practice that question also multiple times, so it will give you that habit and develop the skill also on how to approach any of the problem and how to get the solution for the same. Okay, so in today's lecture we are going to look upon the problem that is about 1729, and make sure that you have subscribed to my channel so that you never miss any of the update from my playlist, and you are focusing over on the questions to master SQL as well over here. So let's have a look at a question, that is question number 1729, that says about how to find the followers count over here in the given problem. Okay, it's an easy level problem, and we just have to look upon to the question firstly to understand what is the problem statement, and what approach that we are able to think upon this. We'll just have a look on to that. So we are having an table that is named as followers over here. Okay. And it has the column name, that is user ID, the follower ID. And both of the data types are given as int over here. Okay. Because both of them are IDs. So we are giving the int data type over here. The user ID and follower ID is the primary key, a combination of columns with unique values for this table. Okay. And this table contains the ID of the user and the follower. Okay. Of, let's consider a social media app. Let's consider Instagram. Okay. For sake. So we are having a user ID and a follower ID from there, where the follower follows the user. Okay. So follower ID states that this person is following the user. Okay, suppose I am the user, okay, and you are the follower. Okay, so I am having the user ID and you will be having a follower ID, so you are following me. So that states over here about the problem statement over here that has been given. So we have to find a solution for each user, return the number of followers. Okay, so suppose if I am the user, okay, talking about Instagram, I am the user, so I have to return the number of followers that I have. Okay, so you all are the followers, suppose, let's say. So I am the user, so I have to return the number of followers that are in total over here. And also we have to return the result table, which is ordered by user ID in ascending order. So according to the user ID, I have to present the table into an ascending order that has been mentioned over here. That's a quite simple thing. That's nothing to worry about. Okay. So let's have a look about the input and the output. So we are having a followers table. We are having a user ID. We are having a follower ID. Okay. So suppose I have a user ID that is 0. Okay, and its follower is 1. Okay, let's say a user ID is Nitin. So Nitin is having one follower ID, so his follower count is 1. Suppose second, if we consider user ID 1 is Suresh. Okay, it has a follower ID that is 0, so again it has a follower 1 over here. Now Ria. Okay, let's assume the user ID 2 is nothing but Ria. Okay, so Ria is having follow ID 0 as well as follow ID 1. Okay, so Ria is having two followers over here. So the user ID of Ria, that is 2, is having the followers count as 2. Okay, So that is mentioned over here in the explanation itself, that the followers of ID, that is Nitin, is one over here. The follower ID of Suresh is also one. And for this, we are having two follower IDs for the same ID, that is Ria, considering. So we are having two followers. Okay, so I have to just return the count of whatever the followers are been there for a particular user. So how we do this? Okay, so when we talk about counting, first of all, the solution that arises us is by having a aggregate function that is nothing but count. Okay, so first of all, we have looked upon the aggregate function, okay, that is count, that has been applied over in any group by. We prefer applying aggregate functions over on particular group to get accurate results out of that. So we are going to perform this count aggregate function. Okay, so for this count we would also be having a group by over here. Okay, and also we want to return the order into an particular order, that we have to return the result in particular order. Okay, so that is nothing but our order by. Okay, so order by is used for arranging the data in particular order, that is ascending, descending, or whatever you want. Group by is used for grouping the columns table. Okay, and on that we can perform aggregate functions such as count, average, sum, or etc., whatever we want over here. Okay, so we would be using these all in our query over here. So first of all, we'll have a look at whatever the solution we want over here. So in this solution, for each user, okay, I have to return the number of followers. So in the output, we can see the user ID is being taken from this followers table. Okay, but the follower ID is not being mentioned over here. Here, the table name is mentioned as followers count, into which we are counting the follower IDs that are present over here. Okay, so we are going to um, apply the count over here in the follower ID column. So what we'll do is, we'll first of all select our user ID over here. Okay, so we have this user ID. Okay, that we are going to get as it is. Now what are we going to do is, we would be using count. Okay, now what we want to count over here, we want to count the follower ID. Okay, so follower ID, so it will count each and every particular row, and the value should not be null over here. Okay, null values are not counted over here. Only the non-null values have been counted using this aggregate function. Okay, so I have to count the follower ID that has been present here in particular rows. But I don't want to give this name. Okay, I want to give this as followers count. Okay, I want to give this column name as followers count. So I'll mention that count this follower ID, but as name followers count. Okay, so you can manipulate your column's name according to your preferences by using this as. Okay, so you are stating that count this follower ID, but don't count it as the column name follower ID. I want it as the followers count. Okay, so it will return me this followers count as the column name, not the follower ID. You can manipulate this using this as. Okay, so where do we get all this data? We get all this data from nothing but our followers table. Okay, so we get this from our followers table. So what we have to do next is group by. We have to group by using our user ID. Okay, so we have to use this user ID. Okay, and then we have to count each and every follower ID according to the user ID. So our group by function has to be on the user ID, because we have to count the follower ID according to this group over here. And we'll just order by this user ID itself. Okay, but I want this to be sorry, I've just made a mistake. I want it to be in ascending order. Okay, so this ASC, okay, states that you want the user ID column to be in ascending order. So filter out all the result according to this ascending order over here. So let's go again to our whole query. We have to select the user ID that is mentioned over here in our output. We want the count of all the follower ID. We don't want the follower ID table as it is. We have to get the count of each of the follower ID. But I don't want the name as follower ID over here. I want the name as followers count over here. So I am renaming the column name over here according to my preference. So I'll get it from the table that is followers, and I'll group by this user ID because I have to perform the aggregate function over here. Okay, so I'll be counting the follower ID accordingly, okay, by grouping by this column over here, and we'll just order by this user ID. Okay, so we'll use this for us creating for arranging the data into an ascending order, because we have been mentioned that we want the data into an ascending order. We'll just run the whole query and check the result also. And yes, so our test case has been accepted, and our output is the same that has been expected over here. There's a lot more confusion in accepted and expected sometimes, but it's okay, guys. So yeah, we have got the expected output over here. This is which was given over here. We have passed it over here. Now we'll just go and submit our results so that all the hidden test cases are also evaluated, and we'll check that it is accepted for all the conditions over here. So it is stated as accepted. Okay, so we have submitted our code also over here now. So it's quite simple, okay? The group by order by queries, when you practice it, okay, you take a few more examples of group by order by queries and try to practice that as well, okay? So these are simple queries which you'll get to understand when once you practice and practice and practice it again and again. Take multiple other problems and examples as well, which we are taking on further in this course itself, okay? And I hope you guys have understood about today's all the lecture that has been taken over here. If you have any doubt, you can let me know in the comment section below, and I'll surely help you guys with that. And make sure you have subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss any update in the whole 45 days challenge, because we have to complete and master SQL, okay? Because we have to practice it. You just don't see the video and think like I'm going to do it, I'm going to crack it. You have to practice it on your own, like see the whole video, and then think upon the same problem by yourself again the next day. Try the solving the problem the next day again without looking into the video, and check the video, check it that if you are able to solve the problem or not, or if you are facing any issue, then this just builds up your confidence and also upgrades your skills, and you master the problem solving skills like these only by practicing and practicing. So I hope you guys understood till date, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another lead code problem. And make sure you are tuned up to the whole playlist. If you like the video, then just hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Bye bye.